Ready? Hi, I'm Jeff. I'm the librarian at Prospect Point Elementary.
Hi, I'm Jill, and I'm the assistant librarian at Prospect Point. My job is to help kids find books to check out, and I do all the shelving of all the books they return.
Hello, I'm Tony, and I work at all the libraries in the elementary school district of Walla Walla. I do cataloging and repairing books, and just general helping the librarian.
Hi, I'm Whitney Christensen, author of this report. Here are the 3 games I created for my students. Here's our library. I scaled the library shelving and organization to a map. This became the teaching tool to teach access to resources to non-fiction and fiction. I asked the students 10 different treasure hunt questions to prove they know how to find their books.
Ahoy, mates! Jump on board for a treasure hunt game.
Now, let me introduce Melville Dewey, creator of the Dewey Classification System.
Hi, I'm Melville Dewey, and I'm the clever librarian who in 1876 came up with the radical idea of how to organize libraries so that we could all find books. 1876 is the year that Alexander Graham Bell first spoke on the phone, the Transcontinental Railroad made its first trip from New York to San Francisco. Hi, I'm Melville Dewey, and I'm the clever librarian who in 1876 came up with the radical idea of how to organize libraries so that we could all find books. 1876 is the year that Alexander Graham Bell first spoke on the phone, the Transcontinental Railroad made its first trip from New York to San Francisco. Hi, I'm Melville Dewey, and I'm the clever librarian who in 1876 came up with the radical idea of how to organize libraries so that we could all find books. 1876 is the year that Alexander Graham Bell first spoke on the phone, the Transcontinental Railroad made its first trip from New York to San Francisco. Hi, I'm Melville Dewey, and I'm the clever librarian who in 1876 came up with the radical idea of how to organize libraries so that we could all find books. 1876 is the year that Alexander Graham Bell first spoke on the phone, the Transcontinental Railroad made its first trip from New York to San Francisco.
Have a look at this map. That's a map of the Prospect Point Elementary School Library. We're going to use this map in a treasure hunt game to try and figure out how to find books at the library. Here's a matching game. We'll match the numbers to the categories. Now we'll do a different matching game. We'll match the categories to the Dewey Decimal numbers.
Thanks, Mr. Dewey, for your help.
I created 2 other games to teach the use of the Dewey Decimal Classification System. You see, I use what the kids are familiar with in my game. This is another game I created that teaches the mnemonic of the Dewey Decimal System. Colonel Phil really should let someone teach about Little George. Jane, can you point to the Dewey Decimal shelves for me? And where would I go to the literature section? Very good. Good job. Where would I find a book by the author James?
Right here, Miss Whitney.
In what section?
In the fiction section.
Nice job. On this Dewey Decimal matching game, where would you put the 100 card?
You would put the 100 card on philosophy. Philosophy and biology.
And where would you put the 400 card?
400 goes in language. Goes in the language series.
And where would the 900 go?
The 900 card goes in the history and geography.
Good job.
Thank you.
Jane, using my match game, where would you put the science card?
You would put the science card in the 500 series.
Where would you put the technology card?
I think you should put it in the 600 series.
And where would you put the religion card?
In the 200 series.
Way to go!
I also created a survey to engage the whole school in a library awareness contest. Students got to vote for their favorite book too. Thanks for watching the basic library skills I taught. The end. Ongoing.
Before you begin, make sure you get your materials ready. You need fiber tape, regular Scotch tape, scissors, and a boning knife. Then when you get your book, select the right size of Mylar. Okay. Take the book cover off. And very seldom you'll have something on the inside, but we're not going to save that. So we're just going to turn this over. You flatten out your book jacket. Measure it by having the book jacket stick over the edge of the Mylar at least ½ inch. Okay, and then hold it straight and cut your Mylar piece. Then take both of these and just flip them over. Take your book jacket and you're going to put it in between. And this has static electricity, so I found the easiest way is take both ends and scoot it in and make sure that it goes right up to the top and that it is equal on both ends. So about ½ inch sticks out on both ends of that. Start at the center. Make sure that your book jacket is up to the edge of the Mylar. Then come down and find, if it's perforated, it's really easy. You just find the one where it goes up above the edge of the book jacket. Otherwise, you can fold your paper to where you want it. Then take the actual Mylar, start at the center, push up and make sure it's flat there, bring this down and pull this up. Then hold on to it. Take your boning tool and score the plastic. Go up to this edge, make sure again that it's up here because often it'll slip. Hold it with your fingers and score it right to the edge. And then make sure you do it on the other side as well. Okay, now if you hold on to it, you don't have to worry about it slipping. Take a piece of Scotch tape, start in the center, make sure it fits again, push down and pull up. That's how it can be nice and tight. And then one more piece down here. That's the trick. Make sure there's no folds. Okay. All right, take this. Now you're going to start and put this on the spine of the book, and you're going to kind of score the Mylar in the regular folds of the book jacket. So you're putting it on here, fold it over, put it back on here, score it with your fingers, and then get the other one. Okay, now it's nice and tight and smooth. And now you're going to get 4 pieces of fiber tape. Okay, cut them at an angle because this way it will cover more area than just putting it across. Okay, so you just have this. Now, push your, start at the edge and push it this way, make it tight, make sure there's no wrinkles. Hold on to your 2 fingers. You're going to put the tape to the edge of this, not like down in the middle, but over to here. And you have to hold it tight, and the first piece of tape goes on the book cover. And then you kind of pinch it and fold it over. Okay, go on to the inside, hold it like this. Goes on the inside cover. Make sure your tape is parallel with the edge of the book, and put it over. So you do it on all 4 edges. Again, we're putting this, it's parallel, folding it, and pushing it over. Make sure that it's tight against here. So put it on the book, pinch and fold over. Now this is usually springy, so the last thing I do is I take something and weight it until I get all books done, and then it's ready to go out.
Where do you get the Mylar?
You have to buy from a library store or Demco, and it comes in many different sizes, and you find the size that best fits the book. Okay.
And where did you find your boning tool?
Again, at a library store or Demco.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. The first thing that you need to do when you're going to glue a page into a book is you make sure that you have the right kind of glue. This is a liquid plastic and it stays flexible. Do not ever use Elmer's glue. And then have a piece of laminate. This is laminate that's already gone through the machine, and for some reason this does not let glue adhere to it. Okay, so the first thing you do is find where in the book the page actually goes, and then you take your glue that is in something with a kind of small nozzle. Okay, and you just put a little tiny bead of glue down the spine. And, okay. Then fit the page in. Try to get it as far into the spine as you can. And there's not much glue on this side, but there was extra glue on this side. So this is when we take the plastic laminate and we put right next to it. And then we go like this. And then you take clothespins and then just put them along the spine till it dries for at least 2 days. Okay.